it seems to me that all over the West, though, now there are those that seek to shut down platforms like yours and others. In Australia, we've got legislation before our parliament, which will come up next year, which is the Combating Misinformation and Disinformation Bill, which, you know, and it's sort of really almost honed in on those social media platforms.
I already know what that is. Anytime you see language like this, it must be fought and it must be opposed by everyone across the political spectrum, because what that is constantly an ability to give. And so in the United States, we had something that was called the Disinformation Governance Board.
Yeah.
Was created under the auspices of the Department of Homeland Security, which is a law enforcement agency. I found out about this thing when it was still kind of in its infancy. There was a political actor, operative by the name of Nina Yankovic. She was about to be put in charge of this thing, empowered by the Department of Homeland Security, Secretary Mayorkas, who's there right now. By the way, this is the department for folks who outside the country, outside the U.S. This is the department in the U.S. that's supposed to be maintaining our borders and our ports and protecting us from terrorism. And it was set up in the wake of 9/11. It has nothing to do with misinformation or disinformation. And yet all of a sudden they've determined, like I said before, right at the outset, all this is connected, that leftists view words as violence. Right. And they will view words as terrorism. They'll say, well, this is an incitement to terrorism because you have shared information that we believe is inflammatory, or we believe is incorrect. And by the way, the one that I really like next is malinformation. Have you heard this one yet? Malinformation. So malinformation, this is even better. This is even beyond misinformation, disinformation. That's because those can be fact checked. Malinformation is information that may be true information that yet may inflame or incite passions, which those passions could then potentially, by some nebulous, vague, unknown actor, lead to violence. And so they'll say malinformation could be information that's true, but because we've determined that it might upset somebody, it should be censored. Yeah. They are now rolling this out.
It's staggering.
And so Nina Yankovic and by the way, the Washington Post, just to close the loop on that, the Washington Post credited my work exposing Nina Yankovic with getting her fired summarily by the Department of Homeland Security, and the Disinformation Governance Board being completely rolled up and destroyed, just completely and utterly destroyed.